you need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey? We about it, get the cream, yeah. Why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you capping? What you need, hey? Yeah, I got it, with the team, yeah. We about it, wow. Get the cream, yeah. Why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you capping?
Yeah, why you capping? Why you capping, no? Feel like a rubber band, I've been snapping, no. Yeah, I've been up here with my team, so you know this what I mean. We've been going up like NASA.
Oh, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to NYYU. It is I, Pete Simonetti, joined by the one, the only Mario Gomez. Mario, what's up, brother?
Listen, I don't want Yamamoto anyways. I don't want that guy anyways, man. But nah. Listen, man.
What's good, fam?
Tough times again in Yankee land, man. We could be happy for 2 weeks, guys.
You do know that we got to get your take on. Look, I know fans are like, Pete, it's time to move on. And they're right. It is time to move on. We got a lot to talk about. But we didn't get your take on it. So I got to get your take on the whole situation there with Yamamoto.
Man, like Kevin said yesterday, when the news first came out, it was kind of like a shock. I'm like, wait, Curry just reported Dodgers news? Like, that's what happened right here? And everybody's like, okay, over 300 million. So I'm like, all right. And I was just kind of shocked. And then this morning, my dad gives me a call. He's like, hey, listen, son, you know, not everybody could do it in New York. The guy didn't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I get it, man. But we were so invested in the Yamamoto That's been the thing
Yeah.
since July here, and we didn't get it, man. We didn't get it. We gave him the money. It wasn't the money. By
Yep.
the way, guys, again, I'm sure Pete, Dane, and
Ugh.
Kevin said that last night. The money wasn't the thing, but
It wasn't the money, man. You got,
it wasn't.
it definitely wasn't the money. And yeah, I'll be honest with you. I still got the gut punch. I still got the gut punch. It still hurts
100%.
to right now. Like, I know we got to move on and all that. And it is what it is because, again, I'm coming out there for shit. It feels like 3 months saying that he is going to be a New York Yankee. And I feel 100% confident based off what I'm hearing, what Dane's hearing. Shit, I think Morosi and Martino just yesterday afternoon or the day before that said the Yankees are the favorites. Everybody kind of had that same opinion across the board. And Hampton Valdez with a great point. I feel betrayed. And again, I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to do this one time, and that's it. Li, I'm going to just address you one time. This has nothing to do with money. Cut the nonsense out. For anybody still on this thing of money, I don't know how anybody could see this as a money issue. I really don't.
Bro,
It's not a
$25
money
million.
issue.
$25 million is nothing. If Wolf was like, listen, the Dodgers gave him 325. Can you do 325? Guarantee you the Yankees would have done it. The Yankees wanted this guy. They went to go see him pitch in Japan. It's not like they were like 50 million away, 75 million away. We're talking $25 million. And I know for us it's a lot, but for them, it's their money. That's nothing for them.
And
I
the thing
guarantee
is,
you they would have given him that.
and Mary, the thing is, if it was about money, the Yankees offered him the highest AAV. So what do you
Exactly.
talk? So you mean to tell me he sat there and go, oh yeah, the 12 years, nah, that locks it in for me. Not the extra millions I made that time. No. It's the 12 million. There's 12 years that really locked it in for me. Nah, come on. But look, man, what's done is done, folks. We all understand that, right? What is done is done. It is time to move on. Here's what it does, right? It gets the Yankees A+ offseason. You took a little bit of a hit right now. You missed the other big fish that you wanted to get to really keep that A+ standard going. And right now, they got to look at how do we build this team around 3 guys, Cole, Judge, and Soto. That's what the Yankees have to figure out right now. Who are my pitchers I need? I had somebody today tell me, look, man, they don't need 2 pitchers. They need 1. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that one, my guy.
Yes,
I think they need 2.
Guaranteed need to. And thankfully that, guys weren't off the board. Yamamoto was the guy that was
Bingo.
holding everything up.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, we really don't know who the Yankees have had conversations with. I truly believe that we all, as Yankee fans, had this guy penciled already in our rotation. I mean,
Me
we've
too.
had.
We all did, man.
month.
Come on now. We all did. And it sucks because, look, I'm going to say something about you. I see a lot of people all saying, they hope he's a bust and this and that. Look, man, Baseball Prospectus or Fangraphs or one of them ranked him as a prospect. How you would rank a prospect based off their grading scale. And guys, the guy's off the charts. I mean, he is absolutely off the chart. This is a really good pitcher. Kev Boogie, welcome to the U, fam. He's a really good pitcher, right? I'm not going to take that away from him. We figured he would be, like I said, a low 3 ERA guy in year 1. Even if he did that, you're happy, and then he builds off that. But now, as of where we stand this minute, Mario, this is the big thing that we have to talk about. The New York Yankees have Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Clark Schmidt. Am I missing somebody here, right? Clark Schmidt.
And Nestor Cortez.
And then maybe, I guess, Will Warren as of right now. Or if you I didn't even put Frankie Montas on the list yet, but I feel like he's very, very possible.
Yep.
As a return candidate. So what we're going to do, guys, look, super chats, throw them in there. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. I don't think we're going to get the voicemails, but if we do, I'll let you guys know if we got some time over. But first guy we have to talk about is a free agent. I want to stick on free agents first that's available, and then let's get right into possible trade scenarios and what the Yankees could do there. We got almost 500 people in here, guys. Hit the like button. We are 11 subbies away from 22.4, so let's get that going. But the first player, Mario, is the one, the only, Jordan Montgomery. Your thoughts, once I say that name, Give me your initial thought when it comes to the Yankees.
I've been 50-50 on this, honestly. Like the pitcher Monty is, feel like he's going to give us innings. He's going to grind. Maybe not have the most electric stuff, but like I said, he's going to grind. But I don't think he wants anything to do with the New York Yankees. I mean, I feel like the Yankees would have to overpay for him.
Yeah.
And I could see already in the chat, a lot of people are like, I'm not overpaying for 5 years of Jordan Montgomery. And on top of that, you just paid, and I don't know if you're taking this into account, Pete, but you just paid Carlos Rodon a lefty last year. You want to have 3 lefties in the rotation? That's something you also got to think about. But I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on Monty. I still haven't truly processed what happened last night. Honestly, I had him penciled in my rotation. I had him penciled in, bro.
I feel you. Here's my thing with Monty. And, you know, I like to repeat this a lot because sometimes I think you say like, nah, that you kind of dismiss it and people are like, oh, you don't like the pitcher. I like Monty. Monty's a good pitcher. Here's my concern with Jordan Montgomery, and I think this is very, very fair. A lot of teams missed out on Yamamoto.
Yep.
A lot of teams missed out on Yamamoto, right? With that being said, are the Yankees going to give him a Carlos Rodon contract? I don't think so. One, somebody's probably going to give him 5 years, 160 plus. Somebody's probably going to give him that. Is it the Mets? Is it the Boston Red Sox? Is it the Blue Jays? Is it the Rangers? To me, there's too many dogs in that race. And I think the Yankees got to sit back and go, you know what? I would love this dude maybe on a 3 or 4 year deal, but he's going to get more money. I think we got to take ourselves out of this. And I know fans are going to go, but why are you bringing up the money? I'm bringing up the money because there's too many competitors in this. And do you really want to overpay for Monty? That's what you got to ask yourself. Forget about the money. Do you want to lock him in long-term, 5 years, and then pay a little more for him? I can't see the Yankees doing that. It doesn't make sense for me.
Nah, I don't see the Yankees doing that. Unlike you just brought up, I think there's just too many players. A lot of people missed out. I mean, even the Cubs. I don't think you mentioned the Cubs, but I think the Cubs might be
are there. Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
And what happened with the Yankees? You know, they traded him for Bader. Now Bader's not even on the roster. We don't even know where he's going. So he kind of sees it as a slap in the face. And they were like, oh, you know, we don't think he's good enough to pitch in the playoffs. And listen, man, you better believe that stayed with them. You saw the picture in the World Series with all those Yankee guys taking a picture with the World Series.
That was a message. There was a message because why would Heaney, you know, be there with Chapman and him taking a picture together of all people?
Well, it was
nobody takes pictures with Andrew Heaney.
Yeah,
nobody does. Nobody takes pictures with Andrew Heaney. So you knew what the problem was there.
Yeah, it was the new low, I guess, in the Yankees season that was 2023. But nah, I just like Matthew just said in the chat. I mean, the Mets are desperate. There's a lot of teams that are desperate for some starting pitching. If we didn't get Rodon, guys, this is a whole different conversation. That's another. We'll get into Rodon a little bit towards the end, how he's got to step up. But I just think since you paid Carlos Rodon, and I know the money isn't an issue, but a guy that's about to be 31, I think somebody just mentioned that in the chat.
Correct.
I think that they would pass on, especially since he's already been with the organization.
No doubt, and I'll just read his stats off too. Last year, 10-11 on the season, but a 3.20 ERA. He has 3 years in a row of under a 4 ERA, 2 years in a row under a 3.5. One thing he's going to give you is starts. He's going to take the ball. You know that about Jordan Montgomery. He's going to take the ball. K numbers improved. He really got better, man. He's an overall better pitcher. He's going to hit and look, he's one of those guys as a lefty. He's going to last around the league for a long time. You know, he's kind of put on some weight. He's one of those guys where it's like, I don't have to be in the best shape. Maybe I get better if I'm a little heavier. It's a lot of pitchers like that. And Jordan Montgomery's one of those guys where he's durable. He's gonna last. He's gonna be around this league for many years to come. And to be honest, whatever team picks him up, it's probably gonna be worth the contract. Yeah, it's probably gonna be worth his contract. I just don't see the Yankees being it. The next free agent that is out there I want to talk about is Shota Imanaga. Which I got to talk about Imanaga because I actually sent a message to a friend of mine who watches all these guys, and we never talked about Imanaga. And I knew this already, but then I never really looked into it. He sent me one sentence, and that's it. He said, Pete, look how many home runs he gave up in Japan.
Fly
And
ball
I
rate.
said,
A lot of people were talking about that.
I said, let me go see. So 2018, 18 home runs. 2019, 18 home runs. 2021, 16. 22, 14. 23, 17. By the way, in only 148 innings. Here's the thing about that, guys, and I want to tell you all. The 1 through 4, 1 through 5 batters in Japan lineup, this is just common knowledge. Those guys are sometimes power threats. They're better hitters. But the rest of that lineup, you're just meant to put the ball in play. That's why a lot of times they don't have gigantic strikeout numbers. Their culture is putting the ball in play. That's what they do. When you see a Japanese pitcher giving up a lot of home runs, run. It's like just get out of there as quick as you can. Run away.
Also a lefty, I believe, correct?
He's a lefty, yes.
Yeah, the fly ball rate that I was seeing going around today with him, and now you mentioned the home run problems. That's a hard pass for me. If you want to get into that a little bit more, but you know how Yankee Stadium is, what he has to face in the AL East, let alone it's gonna be
He'd
it'd
get
be tough.
eaten.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
get eaten,
yeah,
bro.
he would 100%.
For me, with a guy like him, if I was his agent, bro, go to San Francisco. Go to San Francisco. I don't know if Aaron, go to a place that has a big outfield. Go to a place that majority of your starts has a big outfield and do that. And
AL East
Ronnie,
is
my
not for
brother,
you. AL East is not for you.
not at all. Appreciate you, Ronnie.
Thank you for being a friend.
We got another super chat here from Leo Lambert. A trade for one of Luzardo or Cabrera and Cease. Seems like Montas is a lock. Maybe a Jordan Hicks, like you were saying, Pete. We're actually going to get to all those guys. Now, Mario, I got to ask you, when it comes to free agent starting pitchers, are you interested in maybe even like a Lucas Giolito? Is he a guy that you think maybe with Blake can put a little something together? I think we talked about Montas. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Montas and Giolito, but I do think those could be possibilities for the Yankees. Not sexy names, but Yankees tried everything they can to get Montas back on that mound, man. I feel like they want to try to get their investment worth on him.
They definitely think that there's something left in the tank. I don't want them both combined, Pete. If you're talking about
no way.
two
No.
arms,
One or the other.
Yeah. We're talking about one or the other. I think that's a different story. If I guess the Yankees, Matt Blake sees something in Giolito that he likes over Montas and maybe a little cheaper, maybe you go the Giolito route, but one or the other. I'm not taking both together because then you're looking at the offseason. You're like, all right, we got Juan Soto, but this starting pitching, you gave away a lot for Soto, rightfully so. We knew that was going to be the case, but it would be it can't be in the offseason if you get Giolito and Montas.
Facts. And I think Giolito's asking for quite a bit of money, so he's probably out of that picture. Yep. Jake just said Montas 1 year, $12 million. I try to keep him around 10 and let him get incentives to work up to about 14 or 15 is what I would do if you brought Montas back. But the other guy that's a free agent, because I don't think there's many other ones out there. I think the route the Yankees end up going has to be trade. And one of the key words, Mario, that I've talked about for a very, very long time now is creativity. Brian Cashman is going to have to put on that creativity hat and go, man, how do we figure this shit out? Because they got to figure it out, man. You don't get Soto. You don't trade who you traded and sit back and go, we can wait till next year. Or maybe maybe mid-year. No. You got to enter the season ready to go. I wouldn't take a flyer on Woodruff. Just I saw his name on there. He's not going to pitch this year, so there's no reason. Unless you want to do a 2-year deal and
you kind of need the now.
Stuff.
The now.
You need the now.
Talking about 2024 is what I'm focused. I'm not really focused on 2025.
Yep. And the only other free agent that I see that's out there that I will be interested in is this guy right here. That is Jordan Hicks. In the Yankees bullpen potentially. He was a lot better under Pete Walker with the Toronto Blue Jays. You see these numbers here. You just look at the percentile rankings here. I mean, fastball velo, he's throwing harder than everybody. This is a guy who has really good stuff. The K's piled up even more with the Blue Jays. And Mario, I don't know if you see this guy as a potential closer. I don't know if I do. I know he did it with the Cardinals. But is he a guy you would look to lock up for maybe, 3 or 4 years?
Definitely
27 years old?
Definitely would not mind Jordan Hicks. I think he would be perfect with the guy like Matt Blake. And let's be real, Pete. even if we don't think he's a closer, the guy's probably going to close some games for the New York Yankees because
He
of the
can,
closer,
no question.
the closer by committee. We know how it is in the beginning of the year, and I tell Kevin this
Yeah.
all the time. The way the Yankees were last year, the guys can't go on back-to-back days. And do we really think that's going to change this year?
No, not at all. Not at all. I tell you what just happened though. I don't want to, we could talk about, there's another story for another time. A lot of pressure was just put back on Aaron Boone.
A lot of pressure was put back on Carlos Rodon too. Well,
we're gonna get to that. There's been a lot of pressure that just been added back onto a lot of people in this organization. But I think the consensus, or a matter of fact, I actually asked. Let me see what the poll was here. So to bring Jordan Montgomery back, let me go ahead and end that poll. 66% of you say no, and I think we're probably on the same with that one. Let me see what you guys think about Jordan Hicks. So let's throw that in the chat real quick, and then we'll continue to move on. But I think Jordan Hicks does make a lot of sense for the Yankees, and I wouldn't doubt if he's the next move, to be quite honest with you.
The supercharged bullpen, the reports on that. I mean, listen, you can get a supercharged bullpen, but you still need guys to get innings, man. You cannot kill the bullpen by July. That would be
how I see it, Mario?
A huge disservice.
Here's how I see it with something like that. You just offered $300 million. So you were comfortable going there. Let's just keep that in mind. They were comfortable to add $30 million for this current season coming up. Fair? Yep. It's fair to say, right?
Also with a 25-year-old. That's a different story.
With a 25,
but no, 100%. 100%. They were willing to
were willing to say, we can go over, not a problem.
Yep.
So if it does take 7, 8, 9, 10 million a year to add a guy like Jordan Hicks, who I think everybody knows is probably the best relief pitcher on the market, and he's 27 years old. So here's a guy who could be getting into his own. He's a guy who started to develop better command. He's a guy who is probably learning what his body needs. He's probably learning what his routine is, and now it's getting comfortable. The Yankees were willing to go high on Yamamoto. I'm not comparing him to Yamamoto. What I'm saying is, if you're going to spend money anywhere, that's probably the area they spend money on via free agency. I don't think David Robertson will return. I don't see that. Robertson has been great for the Yankees, looked very, very good last year, especially for the Mets, but I don't necessarily see the Yankees going back that route. So I think Jordan Hicks is a real possibility on a free agent side.
Also,
go ahead.
I was going to talk a little bit of Josh Hader. I mean, we've hit on that a few times already, but shout out our guy Darius Glover. He mentioned, he's like, I don't know why people would want, Josh Hader. The guy didn't want to pitch down the stretch.
You don't
just
want him.
Because the team was out. Like, I mean, I get maybe the guy might have better stuff than Jordan Hicks, but that's not a guy you want. It's like, I don't want to take the ball. He'd probably be the same guy to be like, I can't pitch on back-to-back days or something like that. So
you don't want that. You kind
of don't want that on your team. So.
No, you don't want that on your team. And look, man, the minute I heard that, I remember when it happened during the season, I said flat out, I don't want this guy on this team. I wouldn't want this guy on this team. No way in hell.
And he's going to get the bag.
Yankees need.
Yeah, he's going to get paid. And he's going to get paid too.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody here is saying that he's a bad pitcher. I don't think anybody's saying that at all. I'm not saying that. Hader's a phenomenal pitcher, no question about it. He could be a great closer. But let me tell you something, man. We've seen guys like Hader come to the New York Yankees and shit the bed bad. And let me tell you something. If that guy shits the bed bad 1 year, he may never recover. I don't see that in him. If you were refusing to pitch for a club like, what was it who was San Diego?
Yep.
Come on, man. Nah, we're not interested in that at all. We're not interested in that one bit.
Rob Rice, I would love Bednar, but he would cost like the moon and the stars. Also, because he's a Pittsburgh guy. And yeah, they wouldn't want to trade him. That fan base would hate the owner already, more than
if we're getting into trades now, because I think this is the route to go, Mike De La Guardia says, with the way Booney manages the bullpen, he needs an army of pitchers with how many guys he'll get hurt.
Not sure.
Speaking of, I think somebody actually mentioned this in the chat. I was thinking about this earlier because the Yankees, trade with the Pirates a lot. They got a starting pitcher over there that could make a little bit of sense in Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller's got some nasty stuff. He does. I feel like he does have walk problems, though, Mitch Keller.
He does.
But, I mean...
And he finally put it together. He literally just put it together this year. And there was already rumors of the Pirates looking to possibly move him because they got Skeens and Quinn Priester and all these other guys getting ready to come up that are not far away. So he's going to start getting a little more expensive with arbitration, but I could see why they'd have a little bit of interest in him. His numbers do not pop, by the way. I mean, there's nothing here that's extremely sexy, to be honest. Fastball run value is nice, but other than that, I mean, he sits 95 plus, which is good on the fastball, a little below 95. Throws a lot of pitches, cutter, slider, curve, change. Good stuff overall, but again, I don't really know if that's the route the Yankees will take.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of, I guess, Brian Cashman getting creative, seeing, what's out there. And I'm sure they'll kick tires and see exactly, what a guy like him will cost. But I mean, I think you have to go for the big name at this point if you're talking trade.
Yeah.
You kind of
And
already
who is-
destroyed the farm
who is
with a
that?
couple guys, though. You could talk Dylan Cease, you can talk Corbin Burns.
Okay, we'll get to that. As Devin says, so if most of our pitching depth throughout years, this offseason, what do we do with free agent capital? Maybe load up on offense like Belly. I mean, we can touch on Bellinger real quick. And Craig Smith, you read my mind on that one, man, because I've been talking about that for a minute. But let me talk about Bellinger real quick. I still see somebody paying him $200+ million. I just still see it.
as we get
Boris being his
closer.
agent.
Mm-hmm.
I
we get
just still
closer.
see it.
Listen, I think that teams will see it as, listen, the guy's still young, right? Had a good year with Chicago. It might even be the Chicago Cubs. He might just go back there, Pete.
He
But
could. He very well could, yeah.
there's not many outfielders out there. Gurriel's off the board too. So, I mean, he's going to get paid by somebody. And I
No
think he's
doubt.
going to get that, 6 years or whatever he wanted. What was the deal that he wanted? I don't think it's going to be 9 years or whatever they reported at
Yeah,
first.
no. He
It'll
ain't
be
getting
6,
that.
7. 6,
Yeah,
7.
that's what I think, man. And I think you got some teams that are going to be pretty damn desperate. And I think the Blue Jays are a team that's probably going to be desperate. There's a couple of clubs out there that I think are going to try to make something happen. Guys, do us a favor. Hit that like button for us, baby. We got 675 in here, and we are 7 subbies away from 22,400, baby. Hit that like button. Hit that subby. You guys already know the deal, man. Let me get Corbin Burns up here real quick because everybody's so excited about Corbin Burns. So before we even get into that, Mary, I got to ask you this about Burns before we get into the trade. And this is, to me, this is the route the Yankees have to take is via trade. I think everybody kind of feels that's the obvious right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Montas and a trade. Maybe. But let's take a look at this right now because when I get asked about Corbin Burns, it's almost like Montgomery. I don't want people to feel like I'm saying he's not possible or I don't like him. I love him. But do you feel they're really going to move him?
You got to blow them away with a package. You really got to blow them
the
away.
Yankees can, but will the Yankees do that? That's the question.
Also, and I know a lot of people here aren't crazy about, the 1-year rental stuff. We went through that with Soto already, and now they're going to say, Corbin Burns, he's a 1-year rental. Are the Yankees going to pay him? Listen, I can't be confident. I can't tell everybody, yeah, they're going to trade him and they're going to extend him right there. But I don't think the Yankees will do that. That's why a guy like Dylan Cease with 2 years of controls, a guy that I guess is a guy that I would want a little bit more. I give him the slight edge over Burns just because he has 2 years. That extra year is a big thing for me.
Yeah, I just wonder, now you start, like you said, you're right. The Yankees, look, I've said this for a while, and I'll say it again. Even if they got Yamamoto, they could still get Soto. There was a lot of people out there like, no, they can't. It's one or the other. No, it's not. Not at all. When you look at the projection of the Yankees for years to come, they'd have to adjust a little bit, but they got guys coming up in the system, which is going to allow them to do that. No doubt about it. Does it make it easier now? Yeah, you would expect that it definitely makes it easy. We just offered $300 million for
better extend Soto.
10 years. Yeah, you would. Now there's a little more pressure on the Yankees to extend him, and I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't be waiting around too long because even if they locked him up, that doesn't affect 2024. That'll affect 2025. So that is something that the Yankees could do really at any time. And we don't know what happens behind the scenes. We got no idea. But maybe if you get a guy like Burns and you do have to give up a lot, which we didn't even get into, because when we talk overpay, Mario, who are we talking about? Who are we talking about here? Because, look, Milwaukee could sit there and go, if we're going to give you an ace, who, by the friggin' way, the guy's an ace.
Yep.
I mean, look at this. The guy is an ace. Yes, his ERA last year was 3.40. Okay, I understand that. I get it. Year before that, 2.94. All right? But this guy's about as good as you get as a pitcher. Put him on a team like the Yankees, maybe he gets a little better. Maybe there's a little more oomph behind him to pitch and go out there and dominate a little bit. But when we talk about overpay, when it comes to the Yankees in that regard, you got to start thinking, you talking Dominguez? You talking, the top of the top right now? Because let's be honest, it ain't going to be Oswald Peraza.
Yeah, you'd probably have to include Peraza in the trade if you're really talking about this guy. And I know it's only for a year. I see Hampton, Jones, probably guys like that. We're talking about, top of the line starter. He pitched against us this year. Guy has nasty stuff.
It's filthy.
And listen, Milwaukee can sit back and be like, listen, Yankees, you guys just got Soto. You guys are going all in. We know that you need him badly. We don't want to give him up, but what are you guys willing to give up? Who's an untouchable? And if they're like, oh, we don't want to give up Jones, we don't want to give up Hampton, then they'll probably just hang up the phone. And they're like, all right, we can get a better offer from another club, because there's going to be a line of teams, NL or AL, that are going to be like, Corbin Burns, he's an ace. We want that guy on our team. So if the Yankees aren't willing to, give up some serious good prospects, then
somebody will.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And unfortunately, until maybe there's more confirmation, that's the reason why I don't put a lot of stock into that, just because of that. Yep. Victorino Perez says, let's get Corbin and Jordan starting pitcher and Hicks for bullpen. Okay. I think we had a couple of more super chats here I wanted to get to. Joseph Gonzalez says, how much of our remaining prospect capital should we move for another starter? Well, we're going to actually start talking about that right now. And then we got my guy Jeff J says, the Yankees have roughly $70 million coming off in 2024 payroll and $70 million coming off of 2024 payroll in 2025 before they hit the first luxury tax level. That leaves plenty of space to sign Soto and go after other talent. No doubt about it. They got money. They'll have money to spend, no question. But now we get into, to me, a player who I don't want to put the term must on him, but I think Dylan Cease and the New York Yankees, the White Sox, Yankees, they gel together so well for a trade. They come together like Voltron. Mario may not recognize what that means, but some of you guys will. You guys know about Voltron.
You could say Dylan Cease is a need.
He's a need.
You can go must.
He's a need,
but
right?
I'll say he's a need.
I think he's a need, man. And it's funny because Dylan Cease had somewhat of a down season. The analytic numbers liked him a lot more than what actually showed. He was a little bit, I got to use the Joey Gallo here. He was a little unlucky. He was a little bit unlucky this year. His fielding independent pitching was under 4. No question about it. So if you want to break down the numbers, look, the guy has phenomenal stuff. 3 years in a row, 226 Ks, 227 Ks, 214. Has given 165 plus innings 3 years in a row. Has made 32 starts in 21, 22, and then 33 and 23. 2.20 ERA 2022. He's going to cost a little something, but I would like to make a deal with the White Sox on a guy like him.
Yeah, this guy's a need, bro. This guy's a need. 2 years of control, nasty stuff. I believe, when against the Yankees did hit a ton of homers off him, but I believe he struck out like 10 or something.
Mary, I think I'm going to get you angry.
I know what you're going to say.
I think I'm going to get you angry here. I'm sorry to do this to you, but I got to do it. And people may not like it, and it may kind of, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have to. Matter of fact, you may not have to, actually. Maybe you don't. The Yankees got to decide here, how much better can our offense get? Or do we take a risk? Is this the time for the Yankees to take a risk? Because I take a risk on a player with the White Sox. If you get me Dylan Cease, bring me Yoan Moncada back. and people are gonna, oh my God, no, I don't want this guy. I don't want this guy. Yo Moncada has too much talent. I think he's been on the wrong team. I think he's been on a wrong team with the wrong players around him. I think you get a guy like Yo Moncada who has all the talent in the world. The kid could be an absolute beast. I refuse to believe that Yo Moncada is not better than what his numbers have put up. Here's a guy who's a solid third baseman. He's getting paid like $21 million this year, I think. But that's when I talk about, do you take the risk and maybe that softens the blow on what you give up. Still give up a good amount. But I would come at them with a Oswald Peraza, Everson Pereira, and maybe one of your not Chase Hampton. I wouldn't do Chase Hampton. I don't think I would do. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and do it. And Will Warren. I'll go out there and give him those 3 big guys that are all starting at the major league level for them like this. Go ahead and give me Moncada. Moncada then fights at third base. DJ LeMahieu goes back to the role he should be at, all over the place. He could play a lot. Most of the time, he could be playing still. It adds another switch hitter in there. And I'm sorry, I've always liked Yo Moncada. That's the deal that I would go for.
We're talking about 2 years of Dylan Cease, so it might take that. It might take a little more. We don't know exactly, what teams are going to be interested, but we know there's going to be a lot. Definitely going to be a lot of suitors. We mentioned that, when it came to Yamamoto, a lot of these teams were, willing to pay him north of $300 million. A lot of teams were in it. Yep. And now you're going to have to resort to your farm. How many teams have a farm that, the White Sox like? That's something you have to look at, but I mean, you're going to have to give up a lot for Dylan Cease. You're talking about 2 years of him, but it's a must for the Yankees. It's a must. At this point, they didn't put themselves in this spot, Pete, because, they offered Yamamoto the money. We all thought he was going to come in here, but this is where we're at right now in the offseason. Still got about 2 months to go before, first game of spring training, but Yanks got to hop on this soon, man. There's going to be a ton of teams. If Cease is available and, there's been reports, you got to go out and you got to go get him. But I wouldn't mind Moncada at all.
Yeah, and, I see some people in the chat going, Dane just had a heart attack. Dane's the one who would do that trade. He told me. That's the Dane. Yeah, Dane's a big Will Warren fan, but he's like, look, man, let me tell you something. For Cease, he was like, yeah, I do it. I do that. I would add Warren for Dylan Cease because like Mario's saying, it's not a 1-year thing. It's a 2-year thing. And if you believe in Matt Blake, I know this is kind of a touchy subject because there's a lot of people that's like, I think he's kind of overrated. There's people that love him. But the one thing he has been able to do, and look, if you don't want to look at Matt Blake, I said this the other day, look at Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole's another guy who has done very, very good things of working with some of the Yankees pitchers. And if I'm the New York Yankees, you get a guy like Dylan Cease, let me tell you right now, man, his locker is immediately next to Garrett Cole's. That's it. You put him with Cole. You pair him with him. You let Cole know in advance. Hey, look, we want to work with this kid. You already know him. Study some video. I know you got to get yourself ready. But when we're here, we're kind of putting this guy next to your hip and go from there. They're similar. They're similar in many ways. Cole's more of a pitcher, no question. But Cease is a guy that needs to learn to harness that stuff. And if he can, you could very well see a 2022 all over again. He has that type of stuff.
I think he's got that dog in him, Pete. I really do think Cease that guy, he likes to take the ball. He likes, he's a competitor out there. That's what I like. From what I see in his starts, and I'll be honest with you, I don't watch a ton of Chicago White Sox baseball because they've been, pretty unwatchable. As unwatchable as we were last year, but the guy's got nasty stuff, and this is where we are at right now, Pete. And we didn't think we would be, but 24 hours ago, I would have told you this. Probably would have told me I was crazy, but this is where we are, and now we got to go out and be creative and go get our guy, man.
24 hours ago, I was saying that Cease and Yamamoto are going to look amazing in the rotation. And I might, who knows? I just hope to God I'm not saying none of them are in the rotation. I hope we get Cease at least. Joseph Gonzalez says the Yankees can buy out the final year of Moncada's contract for $5 million. It's worth it, man. I know there's. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that Yo Moncada is going to come over and have this brilliant season. I'm not saying that at all. Not one bit am I sitting there saying that. I'm not saying this guy's going to be phenomenal. There's a risk he doesn't get much better. But this is where the Yankees are right now, guys, is they have to take risk. They have to. Let's just say, for an example, the White Sox go, look, we want to add more. The Yankees counter by going, what if we take a contract? And the White Sox duck down and go, I'll make that. We can make that. We can work on that deal. You got to take that risk. You got to take that risk.
100%.
And he's really, like Joseph Gonzalez said, he's right. He's a 1-year commitment in reality. And if he does good, you got a solid option on him. He's young. He's only 28.
Risk is a good word to say at this point, because either you want a year Corbin Burns, or you'll take Dylan Cease. You might take another contract with him, or maybe just Dylan Cease straight, but you have to give up a lot. So it's just like, kind of like pick your poison. Both guys are good. Cease coming off a tough year. Maybe not Burns' best year, but he was pretty good last year. If you're looking at ERA, I'm just saying. If you're looking at strictly ERA, then yeah.
Mario, so when I posted this on Twitter yesterday, right? A lot of the responses I got, and you know me, I don't always respond to people on Twitter. I kind of just post and I'm out doing something else. I got so many responses going, this guy's bad, that guy's bad, this guy's bad, that guy's bad. Everybody I listed, right? And I'm sitting there going, bro, have you looked at our rotation? Like, how can you sit there and act like, oh my God, everybody is so, Dylan Cease is terrible. Who's better? Wait, Clark Schmidt is better than Dylan Cease?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nestor Cortez is better
year.
than Dylan Cease?
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, hold on a second. Like, folks, this is talking about improve. We got to improve here. Yes, we don't have the Yamamoto shit is gone. But the Yankees still must get better. They have to. And here's my question to everybody. Where's Peraza playing? Where's Everson Pereira playing? He's blocked. Where's he going to play next year? And if Everson Pereira is playing every day next year, we got problems. We got big problems.
Yep.
So at this point, time to move on from these guys.
This is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. Like,
yeah.
Who else do you guys want? Who else is there out there? If we haven't mentioned somebody, guys, please leave it in the chat. I would love to know, if
a
we
lot of
missed
people
any,
are talking about the Marlins, but I have them pulled up. We're going to get to them next.
If, we're missing any big names, free agents, why? I mean, Blake Snell, that could be a possibility, but, I mean, there's no really other big names you can go out there and trade for. Those are the two guys.
Yeah, no question. Big Sexy Yankee with the super chat says if we get Cease and Moncada and then DJ goes to second base and Glaber, I don't think you also have to do that. I think DJ could go back to his regular position where he's giving guys days off. He's going to he'll have 3 positions that he could play. Third base, second base, and first base. We all know Anthony Rizzo is going to need time off. We all know there's chances he could be injured. DJ LeMahieu is going to see his time. And I'm not saying that means you start Moncada over these guys. They got to prove it. But you have enough players there where, guys can make a difference. Also, too, that short porch of Moncada. I know Chicago's kind of an easy park to hit in anyway, but I've always liked that. He adds additional balance to being a switch hitter. You could kind of pick and choose even when you want to play him and then maybe sit somebody else and have DJ in there. There's a lot of options. Maybe against a tough lefty, Rizzo's struggling. LeMahieu plays first, he plays third. There's a lot of options there. 5 subbies away, guys, from 22-4.
A change of scenery sometimes is, we don't view it as a big deal, but maybe that's just what a player needs to get his career, really, get it going. But
facts.
I mean, we'll see.
All right. Another one I want to talk about because I know people are interested in this one. Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber has the connection to Matt Blake, which could make him a very, very real possibility. So last year in 128 innings, he pitched to a 3.80 ERA, 107 Ks, 1.23 WHIP. Previous year, 2022, 2021, he was fantastic. Didn't pitch, only made 16 starts in 2021, but 2022, 2.88 ERA in 31 games, 200 innings. Bieber is 28 years old. He's in his final year of his contract, and he's a Matt Blake guy. He put Matt Blake on the map, to be fair. So I'm pretty sure the Yankees will have very, very good insight on if this is a guy that could be in their rotation. I don't think he's going to be overly costly. I think he cost a little bit, but knowing it's 1 year, he's been injured. He feels a bit like a safe bet to be decent at least, or to give you innings. But he just doesn't feel like a sexy name anymore.
Not the way it used to be maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Pete. So I'm looking at it right now. Supposed to be making around 12 million this year. Free agent going into next season, right? A 1-year rental, that's another thing that, I mean, if he's not, gonna cost the farm, I guess safe bet is a fair word to say.
Yeah.
Just where we're at right now. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'm kind of where Medina, shout out our guy Medina. He said in the chat, I'm on the fence about him. I see what Nicholas said. If we can, put Class A in that deal, which it might be a
That's
pipe
different
dream.
story.
It might be a pipe dream that would cost, a ton more depending on how many years he's got.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Shane Bieber. Still, I mean, it's mad for me. I rather Dylan Cease.
I mean,
Overall, all of
Cease to
them?
me, I think
Yeah.
we could all agree is
Yeah.
probably the top guy. I do think there's a name I'm going to mention here momentarily that I think could be right up there with him, but we got a couple of super chats. Tim says, easiest way to find mediocrity is to never take a risk. Great point. Slim Lewis says, Burns has been arguably the best pitcher in MLB between 2020 and 2023. Those years, a combined 2.84 ERA thrown in the hitter's park with a whip under 1. The guy has a cutter that's about 95, 96 miles an hour. It's absolutely filthy. You don't usually get guys throwing cutters that hard. Joseph Gonzalez says Bieber's K-9 has been tanking the last 3 years. No doubt about it. That is 100% fact. But the guy I'm going to talk about here, going over to Miami, is Jesus Luzardo. I don't know how much of a possibility he is. There was the rumor out there that they'd be willing to move him in the right deal. Luzardo's controlled for multiple years. He's coming off a year where he threw 178 innings, 3.58 ERA, 208 strikeouts. This is a guy that could make sense because I feel like the White Sox, the Marlins, both match up extremely well with the Yankees. That's why I think a deal can happen. They also have Edward Cabrera, who we know about. Edward Cabrera is another guy who, if you really are big into analytics, he's one of those guys that you could start saying he could be a breakout candidate. He could be a breakout candidate because, I mean, look at this. I mean, he has no command. He has no command, which is the concern. But other than that, you're looking at an absolutely elite arm.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like the Yankees in Miami, we've been talking about them for so long. Believe Miami does need a shortstop. Where's Peraza gonna play? Obviously, Luzardo would definitely cost more than Cabrera, but
Yeah,
I mean, I'm interested in both.
me too.
I mean, I'm not saying you could land both. I'm saying both. I wouldn't be. I mean, Luzardo, I'd be overjoyed about.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cabrera, I'd be excited. I think
They're both
he
controlled for years
still
to
has-
come also.
Yeah, I'm looking at Luzardo right now. He's got 3 more years of control. So that's
And
another
I'm
big thing.
assuming if he got 3 years, Cabrera probably got 5 or 4.
Okay. So he might. I mean, they both are gonna cost something.
Yeah.
It's a little different than the Bieber case, but yeah.
Alex, hold that super chat. I'll read that any second, but that is definitely a name we can certainly talk about. But yeah, man, I almost feel like 2 guys keep coming to my mind when it comes to trades with the Marlins and the White Sox, and that's Everson Pereira and Oswald Peraza. What people need to remember about Everson Pereira is the kid flew through the minor leagues last year, and he's 22 years old. So a lot of people saw what he did, and they go, this kid's not good. Dane has a great comparison on him, and I love it, and maybe what his ceiling is, and that's Justin Upton, a guy that can hit for a lot of pop, a lot of swing and miss, maybe lower average, but he could pop 20 plus, 25, 30 homers a year. I believe that potential's in there. The bat flies, the ball flies off his bat when he connects. He just got to get used to the major leagues. But for me, both of those clubs are automatically where my mind goes if I'm Brian Cashman. Now, we're not behind the scenes, so we don't know what the hell is really happening. Brian Cashman could very well be working on stuff that we're like, holy shit, where did that come from? Like, we didn't expect that. He does that often to give give him a little bit of credit. Sometimes it's looking somewhere else that nobody else is, or it's maybe been something that's been talked about for a while, and now is a good time to do it. So you never know, but those two names pop up for me. I know people talk about maybe Glaber still. Glaber, Peraza, Everson Pereira, maybe another pitcher, maybe a pen arm that the Marlins could use. A lot of those guys could make sense in a deal with Miami, and I still feel like they truly could work well together to make a deal.
Not definitely, especially with Everson. I mean, I know he had a tough, couple games with the Yanks. Played a bit, I think, like a month or so he played.
Yeah.
But didn't do too well. Obviously, took him a while to get his first hit. But I feel like him and Peraza, like we said, there's kind of guys in their spots already. Either, you trade Glaber, but for Everson, there's nobody you can really trade for. Verdugo's going to be, playing left most likely from what we're hearing. So you got to find, I guess a new home for him is the right word or term to use, and Peraza as well. So
Yeah.
definitely Miami if they're interested in either or both. I mean that's a good match for the Yankees. I feel like because we need pitching desperately.
I agree. And I mean, do you agree that we probably need two starters to feel safe, to feel a little more comfortable? I see a lot of people still saying one.
Especially
I
with the
don't
injuries.
believe that, man. I think it's two.
The injuries with Rodon, the injuries with Nestor, Clark Schmidt, second year pitching. We don't know what he's gonna be like. Is there gonna be an innings limit? How is he gonna feel? After the first couple months, we really have no idea, and you need pitching depth. Luis Heel, he's kind of like a wild card. You don't know what he's really gonna be. Are they gonna put him in the bullpen? We have no idea. Frankie Montas, he still hasn't been signed yet, so we have no idea. Haven't really heard any updates about him from Curry, so it's kind of not a great feeling right now in Yankee land when it comes to pitching, but hopefully they get this figured out soon. I don't know what they're going to be doing, if there's going to be any activity during the holidays, but hopefully in the next, week or so, we can get some kind of arm in here.
So let me just ask the chat real quick, and you guys can simply just say yes or no. I'm trying to be as fair as possible in maybe a good and then just a put him into rotation type guy. Would you guys be comfortable with this rotation I'm going to throw on the screen right now? Garrett Cole, Dylan Cease, Carlos Rodon, however order you want, by the way. Frankie Montas, Clark Schmidt. You can put that order however you like. But if the Yankees got Dylan Cease, they bring back Frankie Montas, how would you feel? I see a lot of no's already.
Yeah.
I see a lot of no's.
Everybody's not crazy. I think the Montas is like the biggest turnoff for a lot
is the
of
biggest
fans.
turnoff there. Yeah. And that's what people are saying. So I don't see a lot of people going, nah, no Dylan Cease. It's more, nah, man, Montas, we can't do that. We can't do that on Montas. Got a couple of yeses in there to be fair. And Bryce says, yeah, to be realistic. And I'm trying to be a little fair because I don't think they would be able to trade, let's say, for Luzardo and Dylan Cease. I don't see that happening. So I'm kind of getting one of those bigger names. And then maybe, okay, Cease and Bieber. Cease and Bieber I think is more of a possibility.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. So let me update this real quick. Let's see. Let's update this a little bit. Let's go Shane Bieber here. There you go. What about that? Does that make anybody a little more happy?
Yeah, I think the fans can go with that. Yes.
All right, we got a couple of J-Rod turned from a no to a yes. All right, okay. And then look, man, you guys can put your don't worry about where the numbers are there. Put them however you want. But okay, we got people saying it's sexy. Hey, that won it. And I think that's possible too. I think Dylan Cease and Bieber are actually possible. So interesting.
I mean, I could rock with that. I don't know what happens with Nestor. I mean, I don't really know what the Yankees are gonna do. I just feel like you can't give him a spot right now. It's like, bro, you got to show it. Okay.
And then look, I think the number 6 starter in the Yankees is going to get a lot of time.
I think they might move Clark Schmidt to the bullpen, just make Nestor the 5.
Or that. I'm okay with that. I mean, a spot starter, somebody that can still eat a couple of innings, I'm okay with that 100%. So it seems like that might be one of the more realistic possibilities. And I believe that is realistic. One, Bieber's on 1 year coming off of an injury and a down year. He can't cost you top prospects. He can't. Not at all. When it comes to Dylan Cease, yeah, that might take a little more. but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can make the Yankees have enough to make that deal. And look, I'll go off of Dane's deal. When me and Dane talked about it, he's the prospect guy, so I do like to run shit by Dane on what it would take. He said, look, for Dylan Cease alone, he would do Peraza, Everson Pereira, and Will Warren for Dylan Cease alone. That's a very, very fair trade.
I mean, I agree. Again, the White Sox fans are probably going to tell you that's like something like ridiculous because that's their guy, Dylan Cease. But same thing happened with Padres fans. They thought they were going to get Dominguez, Volpe, and Jesus Christ, and it didn't happen. So
yeah, no doubt about it. And we had my friend Alex, my brother Alex, my guy.
El Diablo.
He mentioned Yariel Rodriguez. What's your thoughts there? I still feel his landing spot is Toronto. Yeah. I don't know why. It's always kind of been a fit. They've apparently been the hottest team on him also. But the fit for the Yankees, he's kind of one of those guys where you don't know what he is yet. Is he a starter? Is he a pen guy? I don't know if that's the risk you want to take.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about him with the Yankees at all. So I haven't really done too much research on the guy. I'll be honest, but yeah, I've been hearing him more with teams like Toronto. I saw a little article, I believe, with him in Boston. So
Boston, yep.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be a Yankee.
So our good friend Macho King says, "How you doing, Underground? Yamamoto is a jabroni who wants to play with his girlfriend Otani. Yanks got a wheel and deal. NYYU is the GOAT. Oh yeah, match out. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, shit. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about this, I'm like, Mario, how much was Bieber costing this year? What you said, 12?
I believe 12, just above 12 million.
And what is Cease? What is Cease? I think he's like 7 or 8. I don't think he's costing a lot this year. He'll get a bump because I think this will be one of his final years. 8?
Base salary estimate 8.
Oh, come on, man. What is that? 20 million for both of those guys? Roughly?
Yep. Cost you farm.
It'll cost the farm a bit, and let's be real. Again, 2 of those guys, if that is the deal, Oswald Peraza and Everson Pereira, I mean, does anybody believe those guys have a future on this team?
I don't think the Yankees do at this point. I feel like a lot has changed from opening day last year to now we're talking in December, going into 2024. Yeah. I don't even think Hal Steinbrenner knows. He said it was going to be Peraza and Volpe up the middle. Does he even know who's going to be up the middle in the Yankees 2 years from now?
Exactly.
We don't even know, honestly.
Nah, man.
We don't even know.
He don't know. He don't know. And, a big sexy Yankee would have, look, pretty solid trade here. I don't know if the Yankees would do that, but Nestor Cortez and Gleyber Torres for Bieber. I mean, look, people are going to be very, very mad if Torres goes for Bieber. In my opinion, the initial reaction is going to be, really?
Yep.
Like, why? Just hold on to Gleyber if that's the case. Here's the question you got to ask yourself, and I'm going to keep asking this. Do the Yankees believe in Oswald Peraza enough to play every day? I don't think Boone likes the dude. I think Boone has kind of let it be known. I don't think he likes this guy. I don't think he likes him, man. I really don't.
I mean, I just felt like from, I guess, day one, the guy played a little bit, the whole IKF stuff, him playing in the postseason a couple games. Cabrera was playing over him. It's like, dude, how do you really feel about this guy? Yeah, I don't think the Yankees have too much faith in him.
And it's funny because I've kind of come full circle with Gleyber Torres. I'm one of those types now where I look at this, and unless it's a really good trade, I'm sitting there going, you probably keep him for the final year. You offer him the qualifying offer and go, hey, man, we're out. And God forbid the Yankees are out of it or really bad. Come the All-Star break, you could deal him then and get prospects back. But hope that shouldn't be the case.
That should not be the case. Somebody should be getting fired. I was talking to Kev about this. I know we brought it up before about, the possibility of the Yankees, starting off slow.
Yep.
Man, the way the offseason, we are hoping the way it is, trading for Soto, hopefully trading for a guy like Cease and getting somebody else. If they start off slow, somebody's got to be fired.
No question. No question about it. I'd 100%, 150% you get rid of whoever that is quick.
Yep.
Quick. Let me ask you guys a question because I'm actually getting very, very curious now about Bieber because I looked at that rotation myself and said that did kind of open your eyes a little more. You kind of saw that and go, you know what? And shit goes right. got a hell of a rotation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got a hell of a rotation. J. Rod says, hey, Pete, are the hoodies true to size? I'd say, yeah. I'd say our hoodies are pretty true to size. Oh, you got the Soto one already? Let's go, baby. My man got the Soto on, fam.
True to size, man.
True to size, fam. Go hook yourselves up. But when it comes to Bieber, I mean, I think a guy that could make a lot of sense is actually Clark Schmidt. If you think about it for the Guardians, controllable guy for him. Maybe him and one of our young catchers, or one of these other guys. Speaking of Brock Selvage, I saw somebody in there. Dane and Carlos just interviewed him. So that's going to be the first episode right here for the Farm Report. So stay tuned for that, guys. There's an interview with Brock Selvage.
Dope.
But yeah, man, I kind of 1 to 10. How do you feel about Bieber? If you were like to pick right now.
I mean, you're moving the needle, man, for me more. I came in thinking, I was like, Shane Bieber, I'd be all right with him. Maybe like a 5. I'm like at a 7 now. I mean,
I'm right around there with you, man. I'm right now. Now, I tell you this. If it's Bieber and Cease, I'd be very happy. But if it's Bieber by himself, I'd be like, all right. That kind of brings me down to like a 5.5.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
It wouldn't move me much, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right. Okay.
Look at Kev.
Kev, my guy, throwing shade at Mario. He said, I don't think the Yanks or Mario like Peraza. Damn, you not down with Peraza like that?
Listen, I'm a Yankee fan first, but Gleyber Torres, Garrett Cole fan second, man. I'm gonna be honest. So if he were to get traded, I'm not gonna, kill Peraza if he's not playing the best, but I'll definitely be a little biased, man.
What if Gleyber gets traded and he's like, hey man, before you leave, give me your jersey. That's my new number.
I'm gonna have to boo Peraza the first time.
Number, damn it. That's my new number, man. That is it. Man. That is it. We done with you. But man, look, guys. You guys know one thing about me, and I think this is pretty well known. Shit, Mario said it before. He's like, yeah, Pete, you would be the first one going after Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman if you didn't feel, with the Yamamoto stuff. Here's the deal. Right now, in the position that the Yankees are in, is we still got well over 700 in here, guys. We're 2 subs away from 22,400. Hit that like button and subby. The Yankees aren't in a dead position here. They're not in a position where you look at it and go, damn, the season starts in 2 weeks. We're fucked. I mean, this team is not going to win the way they're structured. The Yankees still have a chance because the one thing they did that you got to tip your cap to Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner is they made the one big move on the offense side that we needed desperately. It wasn't just Verdugo. It was Verdugo, Soto, and Trent Grisham.
Yep.
They seriously improved the offense. Is there more they can do on that side? Yes, but they seriously improved the offense. Now they must address the pitching. And Mario, I think you agree with me on this. To me, it's not some super bullpen. It's you got to get starters.
You can make the bullpen better, but you have to go out and get starters. You're not going to sell me on, Shane Bieber and Jordan Hicks.
No,
I mean, the team is still,
it's a better team, but it's
solid,
not.
But it's not. You're not. You can't say we have World Series aspirations. In my opinion, with that,
I agree.
But,
I agree right there with you all day. But that's kind of just the message that I want to send out to the fan base right now.
We ain't dead. We ain't dead.
We ain't dead. And look, we lost on Yamamoto. They're like I said in my video I put out today. It's not knocking the Yankees to admit that we did lose that deal. We all thought that he would be a Yankee. We all thought that was something that we could almost start putting, like Mario said, we're making those rotations out. We're putting Yamamoto in there. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. It's very simple. Hal Steinbrenner put $300 million on the table for 10 years. He offered him the highest AAV. I don't know what else people would have wanted him to do. Some of you in here were saying go 12, 14 for 360. No, I'm sorry. No, the Yankees made a very, very legit offer. They could have came in at 285, 270 and said, we're not going to double up what Senga got. Are you guys nuts? No.
You guys
went above and beyond.
Yep.
They went above and beyond. And I'm sorry, I'm the first one that would be sitting here telling you guys, after taking a step forward with Soto, they took a step back. No, they didn't. They didn't take a step back. Not at all. So, I'm sick.
Nah, yeah. Listen, last night was definitely tough. I had this guy penciled into our rotation, and I don't know. That was what Booney likes to say. It was a gut punch, man. It was definitely a gut punch.
I copied Booney, is what you're saying?
That's what you said. You said it was a gut punch.
I did.
A gut punch. Oh man.
He's fucking rubbing off on me.
Oh my god.
Booney. How do you think the internet's gonna react when me and Boone take a picture together?
Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be amazing. But nah, that it hurt.
You know
bro.
that's coming in spring training. You know that. Yeah. I gotta get my picture with Booney.
Definitely. But nah, man, the Yamamoto stuff, it still bothers me because I really felt like he was ours already. I mean, we had everything ready for him, all the posts, everything, but man, sometimes things aren't just meant to be. No Yamamoto. We got the Soto.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't get the Yama, so
I'm really mad though too that the merch didn't get a chance to come out because that merch was fire,
God.
man.
Oh
the merch, legitimately, guys, the merch was fire. No joke.
Yeah, it was
absolutely fire, man.
It was amazing.
I could talk about it now too. Like I did the Yoshi, like I kind of modeled one of the shirts around Yoshi from Super Mario. And it was like dope. Yoshi's story. It had a Yankee. It had a New York skyline at the bottom. Then I had hats that said Yoshi across it with the Japanese flag as the O. And then another one that had the number 18 on it. Had NYY Underground underneath it. They were absolutely fire. But it wasn't meant to be, man. And we move on and do our thing. We did get a super chat from my guy, DJ Stelio. I'm sending this $49.99 so Mario has enough money to shave his head and give the barber a generous tip. What's up, guys? I'm upset about Yamamoto playing us like Bauer did to the Mets, but the show must go on. Hashtag 2024 World Series champs.
We're not dead, man. I want people to truly realize that. Like, I'm not just saying that too. There are other options out there. If everybody was off the table and the Yankees farm system was awful, I don't care what other fan base say. I still think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
If the Yankees farm system was awful, then I'd be like, all right, guys, it's we're gonna have to give Monty that, that maybe that 60 year, whatever he wants, or I don't know. But I think you can still make a trade. There are still trades that are available, and extend Soto, of course, but there's still moves to be made. It's only December 22nd. If it's like January 22nd,
ooh, you gotta be nervous, bro.
Yeah, you gotta be nervous. Then I could be like, the Yankees are taking steps back. But
yeah,
still got Soto, still got plenty of prospects that we can play with, and the team could still be, World Series caliber.
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah, Scott says we got Renta Soto. Well, you look, man, his contract ends in a year. Fact of the matter is, we have Soto, and it's there was a lot of Yankee fans out there that was saying wait on Soto. No. I don't know where the Yankee way has kind of disappeared. Put yourself in the best position to re-sign this guy. You know how you do that? Trade for him and have him play here for a year.
Get first
have
look.
Him see exactly. Have him get the look of it. Have him get. Remember how his face lit up when that one Spanish reporter was like playing in front of Dominican fans and all that, and his face just like absolutely lit up, knowing that like, damn, you could tell that's something that got to him.
Means something.
He's like. Yeah, it meant something. It was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck. Definitely. Like there was a big smile on his face. And Verdugo improves this team. Guess what? He's a Renta Verdugo. But guess what? He's here this year. Soto's here this year.
You guys will like better. Verdugo. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna love Verdugo. They're gonna love Verdugo.
Yeah, like Verdugo.
I'm a fan of what he could do. Zilla says it was a gut punch, gentlemen. I'm right there with you, brother. Time to get creative. Give me Cease and Jordan Hicks. Fingers crossed on Sasaki next year. Man, I tell you guys, man, I'm still so pumped about Soto. I got to see these Yankees make moves, though, because you guys know the one thing about me is I don't let this team off the hook because the 700 plus of you in this chat, the 22,401 people subscribed, and the thousands and thousands of more that are on the way deserve better. They deserve better from our New York Yankees. And The beautiful thing, and Mario knows this, he's at every damn game at Yankee Stadium. We will pay whatever for this team.
Yep.
We'll be there. We'll show up. We'll support. We'll buy gear. We'll do all that for these New York Yankees. Fact of the matter is, man, just put the best team on the field. Do not squander this opportunity. I understand there's a lot of people out there that want to hug onto these prospects. I know two of them really well. Carlos and Dane. Both of those guys would trade a lot of our guys in our system to make this team better. And they're the biggest prospect huggers I know. But you got to do it. And I tell you what, that rotation, pretty attractive. Pretty attractive. We'll see if it becomes a reality.
They could make it happen, bro. They can make it happen. There's still moves to be made, but I don't even want to say that I'm confident. I'm still feeling good. I'm still very excited about Soto.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous. Yeah. I'll be honest, if it's like January 6th through the 10th, around there, and there's still no like news and a lot of guys are off the board, my palms will be sweaty. But until then, man, I'm not complacent. I don't want to say complacent either, but I'm good for now. I'm pretty happy about Soto. But, let's maybe sign Jordan Hicks in the next coming days.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make a trade.
Happening. I can see that being the first move is Jordan Hicks.
Yep, and make a trade.
And by the way, too, if anybody didn't know, I think Joel Sherman, I want to say, actually reported on that. He said that if the Yankees missed out on Yamamoto, he could see them immediately going to Jordan Hicks as somebody they go after. So Adam with the super chat says, no spot for Spencer Jones, trade him for Burns. Look, I think everybody would be willing to do that as long as, Burns was a real possibility, but we don't know. But guys, I know me and Mario had some stuff that we have to take care of today, but we're happy to come on here, chat with you guys for a little bit. We had a shit ton of people in here, and man, guys, over the last 2.5, 3 weeks, it has been unbelievable the amount of people that have been on. We've had our greatest month subscriber count that we've ever had at NYYU, guys. I think right now it's the last 28 days, over 2.2 thousand subscribers here to NYYU. So we're entering the year with a lot of new faces here, and it's only going to get bigger, man. We got so much planned that you guys don't fully even know about yet when it comes to the 2024 season. And we're excited about it. So Mario, I'm going to have you wrap up your final thoughts, and we'll close out the show.
I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I know it's Friday. I know it's holidays. We appreciate it. Happy holidays to everybody if I don't come on before Christmas, if there's no news or anything. But appreciate you guys sticking with us. Super excited to be a part of the team again. Grateful for you guys. Enjoy the holidays. Go Yankees. Moves to be made, but we're not dead yet. Catch you guys soon.
No doubt about it. Guys, appreciate you. Hit that like button before you leave. And remember, turn notifications on if you're a new sub. We're always live. We're always doing things. Podcasts are starting up very, very soon. So look out for that, guys. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas, even though I know I'll be seeing you guys again before that because I'm always friggin' here. Have nothing else to do with my life. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace, baby. Talk to you guys later.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah.
Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show them run the numbers up. Look at that, I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah. Numbers crack the Billy, yeah. Don't need no dilly, I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar.
Top 10 radar.